Mm, mm. Welcome, guys, to some politics on YouTube. Holy fuck. Let's do this. Pretty much seeing the state of the world, doing all this shit. You know, bunch of crap, pretty much. And I want to, yeah, pretty much stream on different websites, I guess. I'm gonna have to anyway. Or else I'm not gonna get anywhere.
So has the content cop been a content cop or a content flop? The fact is that I think that overwhelmingly most people are negative about it, and I think that it seems like it's made iDubbbz look worse than it's made Ethan look worse.
So is the content cop the bad guy or the good guy this time? Because it makes him look bad, I guess. And that's very strange to me.
Like if I look at
he's been on YouTube as the content cop for a long time.
The conversations about it online, and like again, like I'm not really trying to go and act like this is, you know, the only thing that exists, but in a lot of these cases, which way Western man, oh my god, bro, look, why do they have to use this? Actually, honestly, this is probably the best picture of me they can use. But anyway, they have to use.
Why is Destiny? Wait, is this all liberals versus conservatives?
This actually, honestly, this is probably the best picture of me they can use. But anyway, so you've got, why is Destiny on my side? He's not even on my side. He just agrees with me and stuff all the time. And so anyway, yeah, nobody likes the video that already has 2.5 million views and 200k likes. Well, it also has 200k dislikes, to be fair, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's also pretty bad. And so iDubbbz went.
iDubbbz breaks his silence a day later, tweets out a picture of him officially joining the Hasan waiting room rotation. Oh god.
Made a tweet about this too. And this is, I guess, with like Frogan, Denims, and Sean. And this is really, I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think this does not really help. Like, this, I don't think this really makes him look good in a lot of cases. I don't, because like, and the problem is that all of these people have gone and done like some kind of crazy bad stuff. Like, you know, Denim's talking about like putting money out to kill people. Frogan with like the PTSD thing. Sean with like that shit about Destiny. And like Sean's probably the least problematic out of these, right? But like the fact is that like, how do you go and post up with these people and then act like for some reason that, you know, they hate it, right? Exactly. It's cringe. I would say a lot of people would say it's cringe. And so Tecton Shots, I don't know about this. I have no idea. Let's see here, or in mid-time. This is just Tecton talking about Denims. Like, I don't care about the way Denims looks. It doesn't matter to me. Same with Frogan. I don't give a fuck about that. But anyway, let's see if I find any more of this here. And Content Cop backfire. So it's had a huge amount of dislikes so far as well. And let's see if I can find the rest of this too. And let's see.
His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the
His
other
wife
hand,
has a name and you know her, by the way. Sorry. That was
Why do
my
people
luck.
do that? Hasan does that too. Ethan's wife.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Let me go back. I'm going to hit that again.
No, but they do that all the time.
Why are you worried about my wife?
And it makes me feel a certain way.
It should.
Like, we are friends, Ian. We were.
Remember?
I know your name. I know Anissa's name. I don't call Anissa your wife. I don't say Ian's wife.
This seems like a minor point. I can see why she's mad, but it's mainly just like an implicit disrespect. We're gonna move on. This is a personal thing.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about
becoming
that.
increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on leftovers. He's now talking about
This is like iDubbbz's fraternity initiation into the group of Hasan Piker to become. This is like his fucking. Hey, it didn't work out being a like a YouTuber with my own
Hasan Piker, the terrorist
channel or
supporter.
thoughts and stuff. So this is my
He's a
like
cool guy, man.
initiation video. This is my pledging video to become a Hasan Piker waiting room.
on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see it.
I haven't watched it yet, but from everything that I've seen, I can absolutely see why he's saying that.
I mean, I guess so.
I can, and this comes as somebody who I like iDubbbz, right? I do.
Yeah, everybody
but I
does
can
it.
absolutely see why somebody said that. Like, I actually thought that thing about about them dancing and shit. Like, I thought this was fake or something. I thought this was like AI. I didn't know this was real. And
guess
so
it is,
anyway,
man.
let's see here. XQC. Move it up.
I'm not gonna do a React content yet, chat. I'm not gonna do a React content
Yeah, I thought this was fake.
yet, chat. I'm not gonna do a React content yet. Chat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do a React content yet.
Dude, that dude is
My former
done,
editor
bro.
of a year and a half ago
Terrorist supporter,
did
bro. He's
say
done,
some
bro.
truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit.
Fucking word, who gives a shit?
I'm not gonna do.
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story instead of following a laid-out path.
Really?
Of all the things. Of all the things. Content crop, denims distracted. I don't care about that. Let's see here. Okay, let's see what XQC said about it.
Dude, I don't even know what to say, bro. But I don't know, he's probably like watching people's reactions, or whatever, and stuff like that. And probably, like, I'm not, you guys, I really didn't want to be harsh on the video off the rip. I didn't want to be harsh. So dislikes, I still give it a shot. Okay.
Yeah.
And this was like the most nothing burger of all time. I wish that he kind of spent the time with the video, and halfway through went like, dude, I gotta be honest with you. I was gonna do a kind of nuke, like this cannot be a nuke, and just kind of stopped. Because yeah, you can shit equally on everybody in this video in a manner that is the same as this or more, and make a better nuke than whatever the fuck this is.
The fact is that if I was going to list the amount of people that are getting hate because of this video, so who is getting the most hate because of the content cop video? Number 1, Ian. Number 2, Hassan. Number 3, Ethan. Number 4 is Frogan. So basically, it's ironic that no, we don't need to insult the way Frogan looks. I don't need to do that. I don't need to. It's not important to me to do. Anyway, so I find it to be ironic that the main person who's the subject of the video is, in my opinion, like number 3 for the person that's getting a bunch of hate. You know, like that's it. It's actually really surprising to me to look at it that way. He gonna make a comment? I watched.
I watched, and it didn't really give me the content nuke vibe.
That's what I
Content
thought.
cop vibe of the old days. This was more like a content slap.
It's a content slap.
So I was
Okay.
not gonna content cop like that.
All right. That's crazy. I didn't know it was like that.
Alright, there we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Content slap.
It was more a content slop. Oh, that's probably a
Content
better.
slap. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Tell you what.
Yeah. And so anyway, let's see here. We can go to another one.
Boss, it's not my fucking job to confront my boss.
Okay,
and say,
one pause, chat,
"This
and I'll let it roll a little bit. Chat, you guys, content cop back in the days used to be about getting somebody who's clearly in the wrong, okay?
Do you want to know what's really funny? Is other than watching the clips of iDubbbz saying the N-word and thinking it was funny, I never watched a single content cop. I didn't give a fuck about some internet drama, like two losers that don't like each other on the internet.
Well, no kidding. I don't think anybody does, bro.
Like, I'm trying to be the rank 1 warrior on my server.
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm trying to be a gladiator. Like, why would I have time for these nerds, bro? Like,
Exactly.
I don't want to talk about them. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm trying to be rank 1.
Rank
What
1,
is
baby.
this?
Dog
I
shit.
don't even know
Rank
any of this.
1.
Hammering down like bang
I'm trying
on
to
like
be
easy
ranked
points for easy wins that everybody agrees upon.
Look
like,
where you are
everybody
now.
agreed
Yeah.
on every point on Gunner Cup. That's why it was a Gunner Cup. Doing this art
Oh my
like,
God, this guy talks
well,
way too
technically, guys, it's not really wrong because I stopped working with this guy, and he's wrong because technically what he said isn't totally true because the dates changed on that. So that makes me correct, dude. That's not content cop. That's like content therapy. Like, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
Segment.
So a lot of the people's responses to
Dude,
this
that dude
seem to be
talks
kind of
a
negative,
lot, bro.
right?
Holy
And this is
shit.
Ethan
I don't
too.
understand what he's saying. Never did that.
What happened? There's more bad news?
I do have some more bad news for you. Some breaking news.
Hi, I'm here.
Your old friend iDubbbz just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. That is the... No, it can't be.
Well...
It actually can't be. Holy fuck, dude.
It sure is.
Oh my god.
Man.
Holy fuck.
And from a quick scrub through, I think, well, it's gonna be a little spicy.
Let's watch it. I mean, so like the thing is, like, this guy went from saying he didn't want to get involved to supporting people.
Of course he wants to get involved. He wants all the clout he can possibly get, dude.
Calling CPS, like associating with people calling CPS on my family. An atmosphere where someone like Bad Empanada is being platformed by people like Matt Lieb and Denims, who are friends with.
It looks like they're both in the video.
Check the description.
Nope.
Oh my god! Like what? Like what? Why?
Content Cop H3. Watching the H3 Content Cop. iDubbbz.
What would I do to like fucking, like, what kind of fucking, like, bro, what kind of cowardly bullshit is this? Like, we have one...
I think that it was a mistake for Ian to put these guys in his video. I think it was a really big mistake because, like, now he's effectively taking a side. Like, because it's one thing to be against, it's one thing to be against...
Who is Denims? Who the fuck is Denims? Denims. Okay, this is the bitch. This is the hot chick. Okay, this is the crazy hot chick. Okay, Denims is some crazy hot chick. Okay, cool. Who the fuck is Sean DeBlack? Sean DeBlack must be that black dude that was in there. Then Frogan. Okay. Kirk Honda. Who's Noah Samson? Noah Samson. Oh, that's that. Okay, that's that dude. Whatever. And then Matt Lieb. Fuck is Matt Lieb? I don't know what the fuck that is. Alright, and then Kirk Honda. Right, anyway. Yeah, I don't know any of those people.
For example, like Ethan, and say Ethan is an idiot, dumbass, you know, like whatever. He used to do Vape Nation, and now he doesn't do Vape Nation. What the fuck, Ethan? Right? Check the tweet Ian just posted. Yeah, I will in a minute. But like a lot of these other people, it's like you're muddying the waters, especially with especially like Frogan and Denims and Hassan. Like, you can make a video that's critical of Ethan without necessarily taking Hassan's side. And I think that when you do that, obviously you take away the objectivity that people are going to, because like they would look at, like, for example, like I know what the content cops were about, right? Like I never watched them or gave a fuck about them, but I knew what they were about. And like it was mainly about this person being a
yeah, pretty much the person being a fucking asshole, and then the person, and then iDubbbz would call them out for being an asshole, and then get the proof that he was being an asshole and put it up there. But I don't think this one was about Ethan being an asshole this time. I think, yeah.
a jackass, right? And like, for example, like Keemstar or Leafy or something like that. Hassan paid him, clearly. I don't think he paid him. I just don't think that's what happened. But anyway, so all of this happens, right? And like now you're attaching, you're attaching this content to a bunch of these other people who have like really, controversial reputations, let's say. Right? And you guys see what I'm saying about how like it muddies the water, and it takes like something that should be like an objective criticism on a person's behavior, and then it turns it into like taking a side?
Mm-hmm. I guess so, buddy.
Disagreement where I get upset because you guys aren't defending me publicly after everything I've done to support you guys, and like you bring on people who are fucking Denims and Frogan who did a fucking anti-Semitic tier list, and you're platforming them and co-signing them. And by the way, to even make it even more crazy, Lena's fighting in your fight, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I actually can't believe that he did this. It's actually fucking unreal.
Pretty wild.
And it's just so pathetic too. Like, talk about a bandwagon.
Let's see if I find any more of these here. It's about Sam Hyde. We got only a few more minutes, and then we got to get ready for this this event here. And so I've only got time for like 2 or 3 more clips.
What fucking?
Got time for like a few more minutes, and then we got to get ready for this this
Galaxies Gaming Showcase
event here. And so I've only got time for like 2 or 3 more clips. I saw Sabra meme in the video as well. I think that it really, like, if somebody
it's going dark, Ethan.
like if I call somebody a monkey and I'm doing it with like a racial connotation, that's worse than if I just say somebody's a monkey, right? Like, I feel like you can use a term that's not a racial slur in a way that is a racial slur. Like, you guys see what I'm saying, right? Where like if you like it's not about the word, it's about how the word is used and the intent behind it.
Hey, there's drama.
It's a dog whistle, right? Exactly. Yeah, for sure. This is not about the word. It's never been about the word.
You know what's funny?
Don't call me Frieza. I'm not. God.
Team would come back.
What the fuck?
You only think that Sam Hyde broke Ian.
Does Sam Hyde? Was this about Sam Hyde?
A joke in the video or not?
You know what's funny? I genuinely think that Sam Hyde broke Ian. And when he told me, he was like, he came and he
was
like,
such a bizarre chapter.
He says, I'm doing a documentary on Sam Hyde. I told him, and Anissa was here. I said, I said, that's a huge mistake. Do not do it. You guys, I don't know who. I said, do not do it. Like, trust me. Because Sam's the type of guy who's going to get the best of you, really, no matter what.
That's the candy man.
And he went.
Candyman.
It turns out he did, and he's even crazier than Ian anticipated.
Right.
He absolutely. You know, I think it just broke him. And I mean, Sam Hyde's like super ultra right, so maybe he's.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know. I'm like Sam Hyde now, apparently.
I guess so.
I was talking about it in the.
I don't think Sam thinks very highly of Jewish people either, so I don't know.
I don't think Sam Hyde cares.
I was talking about it in the office the other day, but I didn't know who Sam Hyde was until iDubbbz brought him back in the spotlight.
That's it.
I think a lot of people didn't know who he was, and he kind of brought him back into the limelight.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit. That's why.
I'm not sure if I would agree with that.
Ain't nobody got time
because
for
at that point, Sam Hyde already had a TV show on Adult Swim, which is like a nationally syndicated television network. So I feel like people knew who Sam Hyde was.
What show?
But obviously the iDubbbz thing was an elevating factor.
What show did he have? Let's look it up. Sam Hyde's show. TV show. Yeah, I have no idea.
Never heard of him? Oh, damn, that's crazy. Like, for me, I've known about Sam for years.
Like popular again.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
he's popping.
Yeah.
Dude, that
And that's all thanks to Ian. Now, I'll say Sam is an extraordinarily funny guy that inspired me a lot when I was coming up. But he's also like
piece of shit.
he's just a little crazy. That's, you know, and also like extremely right wing.
It's okay.
And potentially a Nazi as well.
Nobody's a Nazi.
Potentially a Nazi. I mean, he had when he did the world
peace
show.
Yeah.
There was a sketch where it was just a bunch of kids going, "Jews, we love Jewish people," and I was like, "This makes me very uncomfortable."
I can see why you feel that way for sure.
But that's that.
Why do you have that much
Sam Hyde,
ice?
congratulations, you did break Ian's brain.
It seems that way. Yeah. There it is. And so, basically, Hassan's been calling his enemies Diddy associates for months now, especially Dan Saltman. I do think that, like, I think Hassan needs to not be talking about people, like, in terms of, like, sexual behavior. I feel like that's kind of like a line that you don't cross with people.
Yeah.
And if you do cross that line with people, they're probably, like, that's, like, kind of the, in my opinion, like, that's the point of, like, no return, right?
It's the point where if you fucking cross it, you're done for. Yeah, I understand that. That'll happen.
Ending, like, felony level, worse than murder in the eyes of the public, implications about people. And I think the moment that you do something like that, that is way, way, way fucking over the line. And honestly, I think if you start using that type of weaponry, like, that's like using nuclear bombs, right? And so if somebody drops one of those back on you, I think that's what you get. You get what you fucking deserve. I do. Like, you do not need to be saying shit like that about people. It's a massive fucking mistake. Wow. And especially, like, apparently, like, Hassan had some tweet about this. I love to hang with Diddy's Ciroc entourage and trickle down, bang anything thrown his way. This is like Hassan made this tweet, like, a fucking 14 years ago, 13 years ago. Like, I'm not going to go and take this and turn this into, like, Hassan being a diddler, like, or anything. He probably just made a joke, right? And that was it. So, like, and the problem is, it's the dishonesty of it. I think it's the dishonesty of it, and I think it's the intentional, weaponized dishonesty of it. Big fucking mistake to make. Huge fucking mistake to make. And I don't think it really helps anything. It just makes everybody... Who says that? I don't know. I mean, like, the thing is that, again... Oh, this is last one, then we can get ready for that event. Okay, guys?
And to be quite honest, it's very hard to look at, you know... Like, you know, karma will make its way. To me, it's very hard to look at it that way. I wish I had that point of view.
Fucking bitch.
You know what I mean?
I looked her up for a little bit.
Why do you think that karma isn't working against you? Like, you've wished, like, fucking mental disorders on big groups of people. Like, how is it when bad... how do you assume that karma's on your side?
This chick is a terrible fucking person. Terrible. I don't even know how the fuck she's got viewers.
Really? Like, I mean, if you're in a bad position and you, like, really just take, like, have a degree of self-awareness and think to yourself, wow, well, like, maybe if you really believe in karma and it's always working against you, maybe ask yourself what the reason for that is.
Because, like, you know, you see the shittiest fucking people at the top. I don't know if I believe in karma. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if I had to...
What do you mean? Like, Hassan's one of the most popular content creators, and you're one of his mods. Like, what are you talking about? It's not even true.
Yeah.
But really, it's not even true. Like, what do you even mean?
My career over this bullshit, at least I can say I was consistent in my views, and I have been consistently against genocide, and it consistently uplifted the Palestinian people.
You didn't need to go and say that, like, you hope that American soldiers got PTSD to uplift the Palestinian people.
I know.
And how are you trying to uplift the Palestinian people when you call Ludwig a cracker and you tell him not to donate to the Palestinian people when he said he was going to donate $10,000 and you say to keep your money? You're not helping them. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why even say why would you even say this? It's just like, because I don't know what like, I don't know. People like this, they get in their room and they get in their head. You don't need to be like this. Just stop being like this. It's weird.
Others can't say that, but I can.
Oh, yeah?
I'm the only person who is, like, I'm the only person who cares about their morale. Like, again, nobody else is consistent, but I'm the only one that's consistent. How do you think that telling somebody not to donate to Palestine is helping Palestinians? Really? Like, and then calling them a racial slur? Like, what? What are you talking about?
I know.
Simp for Frogan.
And I feel like such a bitch for crying, but it's just like you sit and reflect, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? There are some days I just sit and I'm just like, I'm just like, I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? You know what I mean?
A lot.
Have you ever watched your top clips? Like, have you ever watched them? Like, I feel like you should know. Like, everybody knows the reason. Like, what have you done? A lot of people know. Well, anyway, she, you know, again, I can go and talk about more of this right now, but I'd like to move on since we have a new event going on. But yeah, this is crazy. Like, I don't know how somebody can be a victim of their own behavior this hard.
Fucking Hamas.
This is World of Warcraft, but there's no classes because there's archetypes instead. An archetype is a fusion of two or more classes, like this Fire Lord, which is a...
Get out of here, fucking Hamas. Indoctrinating all those kids and shit. Just look at Froggen, dude. Like, holy shit, she is so indoctrinated that's not even fucking... It's not even real. I don't even think it's real. Like, that's how bad I think she is. Holy crap, what did I do to deserve this? Kill Jews! Kill Jews! Kill Jews! What did I do to deserve this? Kill Jews! Kill Jews! It's like... Are you okay? Anyways, what the fuck? Let's see. Yeah. Wake up, T-Man. I don't know. E-Man? Wake up, E-Man. Alright. Conquered. Nobody expected this from the UK.
Born as female will have access to women-only services such as female-only prisons, housing for abused women, and not anyone who's changed their gender. This is like somebody telling you that, in fact, a rectangle is not a triangle. And, like, think about if there has been a geometry debate for the last 10 years, and there's been a group of people that have been just adamant, militant, vicious, aggressive, out for blood to tell you that a rectangle is a fucking triangle.
Yep. I know.
And finally, somebody says, no, it's not. It's actually a fucking rectangle. This is a huge victory for, what do you call it? A huge victory for common sense.
Yep.
Massive victory for common sense, especially in the UK. You don't get a whole lot of those. And so the Supreme Court backs let's look at this.
The unanimous decision of this court.
It says unanimous. You see that? Thank God. So that means there's not any goofballs in there. No goofballs.
Good.
Woman and sex in the Equality Act.
Let me dial this back.
That the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex.
Yes.
But we counsel against reading this judgment as a triumph of one or more groups in our society at the expense of another. It is not. As I shall explain later in this hand-down speech, the Equality Act 2010 gives transgender people protection not only against discrimination through the protected characteristic of gender reassignment, but also against direct discrimination, indirect discrimination, and harassment in substance in their acquired gender.
So you can see, right? And this is, I mean, like, all that makes sense, right? You can't harass them, but they're also not the same as a biological woman. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable thing to think. I think everybody thinks that pretty much. Don't go around harassing somebody, but that doesn't mean that you've got to go and act like they're the same thing as a biological woman, right? And so that's it. And anyway, it's perfectly reasonable. It is. It's perfectly reasonable. Huge win for common sense. LOL, what? The UK did that? Surprise. Yeah, I know. It's a great thing. A rare bit of good news from the UK. And before the Supreme Court is arrested for that offense. Yeah. And women-only services. So, like, there's a lot of services, like, for example, like female-only prisons, housing for abused women. So the fact is that these services exist because of the intrinsic nature they have of being segregated. Yep. Like, again, there's a reason why you have female-only prisons. There's a reason why there is housing that is just for abused women. And, like, that's it. And you might not think that's fair because it's discrimination, but everybody that knows that it makes sense.
Women need a safe space and men need a safe space. That's
right. Everybody, like, you gotta...
safe spaces for men and women. Let's be honest, people.
You gotta be out of, that's me, not you, sorry. You gotta be out of your fucking mind to think that it's not. And so anyway, you saw that Chinese are fleeing China right now? No, I'll look at that later on. But problem is they consider not thinking them as biological women as harassment. Well, they're not biological women. It's just a fucking fact. Like, you might not like to hear that if you're a trans person or whatever. And I can see how for you it would suck because, like, you want to be seen as this other type of person and you want people to like you, etc. But the fact is that if you're trans, it is not the same thing as being a biological female. And everybody knows this.
Yep.
Literally everyone fucking knows this. The only reason why anybody pretends like they don't is because they're afraid of getting canceled.
Yep.
Everybody fucking knows this. And so anyway, too bad. Yeah, exactly. And so that's really what I think more than anything.
Too bad, get mad.
What about straight males? Are we getting anything? Well, I mean, no. This is for women-only prisons because in a lot of cases, straight males are the ones that beat them. Like, men and women both initiate domestic violence often, but I mean, like, if you're getting in a fight with a bear, it doesn't really matter if you start the fight or the bear starts the fight. The bear's going to win the fight. And so that's really the reason why. It's like women are in a disadvantageous position, right? Like, that's it. And like, yeah, you're lying? Really? So you getting your ass beat up by women all the time? Damn, that sucks, bro. Like, you a bitch.
You a little bitch.
Damn. So do y'all know we got a pussy in chat? We got a pussy ass bitch in chat. What is going to get your ass beat up by a girl? You getting beat up by a girl, brother. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Yeah, did you drop your gay card? What's going on about this? Shut up, man. Why, you being such a little bitch. Her name is Emma Frost. Well, if only I could be so lucky. But here's the thing. This is a great thing. I'll tell you that. And yeah, let's see here. I'll find the rest of it. Rarest UKW ever. And crazy this is coming from the UK. And it's just nuts. Huge win for women over there. Hope stuff like this continues to happen. It is going to happen. You deserve what's happening. Every news you to read is very violent revolt. It says like a new McDonald's just opened kind of news. I don't know about that. And in saying that women born as female is a statement that anyone has to clarify.
Women have more privilege.
I think that again, the age of the mental illness SSRI Karens is waning.
Yep.
We are seeing the death throes of that age, and I can't wait to see it. It's amazing. Gender transition surgery is typically expensive. Odds are those who have fully transitioned don't require those services, or am I wrong? You're kind of wrong, and also people's financial situations can change pretty fast too, right? I mean, like you may have had a lot of money at 19, maybe you inherited money, but now you're 30 and you lost the money, or you lost your job or something. Like, I see what you're saying. I'm just not really, I'm not about it. So yeah, if a woman hits a man, is it okay for him to hit her back? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, unequivocally. Absolutely. Don't hit people. It's pretty simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And you know something, dude? It's not hard to be nice to.
Maybe after the third punch, I don't know. It depends, right? I mean, I think that everybody's going to make their own decision. Now, I can tell you something, right? I want to tell you a little story. It's a story about my friend named Jeff. My friend named Jeff was married to a stripper.
That sucks,
it didn't go very well.
That sucks.
So, he's downtown. Her name, I swear to God, was Angel. So, she goes, she fucking breaks like a glass on his head or something like that in 6th Street, right? Like, everybody's downtown, and she gets in an altercation with Jeff, and she, like, hits him or something like that. The cops get called. The cops show up. Now, just take a guess. Is it the stripper that is sitting in the cop car, or is it the former disabled veteran, Jeff, who's sitting in the cop car? Just take a guess who's in the cop car. It's Jeff. That's right. Big shock. You couldn't believe it, could you? And so anyway, if you want to hit a chick, the fact is the rules are against you, right? And so do so at your own, what do you call it? At your own peril. And try to, and this is the same with anything, right? I mean, it's never a good thing to be violent, and if you can ever avoid being violent, you should. But you know, in the same way that I support self-defense, that doesn't mean that I always think that that's like the best option every single time. The best option is to just remove yourself from the situation as best you can, right? That's always what it is. And so, yeah, too many knights in shining armor. Yeah. What happened to Jeff, though? Nothing. He got out. Is fine. Like, everything was okay. Like, it's not a big deal. But, like, you know, it was the implication, right? That, like, he's now the one that needs to be restrained. I've had a lot of friends that have had shit like this happen, right?
I know, same.
As I said, I grew up... a lot of my friends have... you know, like, as I said, like, everybody was, like, getting mad about Extra Emily, like, running that red light. That was, like...
Extra Emily running a fucking red light. It's like a Tuesday.
Like, so, you know, the people I grew up with, right?
It's like
very different,
Tuesday
very
night.
different culture.
I see fucking people
and
do
so,
that all
like,
the time,
I just
brother.
didn't really see it as nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. And so you can kill people, though? Well, I mean, you don't want to, right? But, like, obviously, like, at a certain point for self-defense, sure. But, you know, that's not a point you want to be at. Because even if you kill somebody in self-defense, like, you're probably going to have PTSD from that. You're going to be in court for the better part, if not more than a year.
Yep.
You are risking going to jail. Like, you want that to be your last resort. Just like with the rules, right? Like personally, if you kill somebody in self-defense, I think W, right? Like, good. But at the same time,
yeah, dude, hell yeah, dude.
Like my idea, like you should not take my ideology and apply that in a lot of ways, because like I can say that, but you're the one that's going to have to show up to court, right?
Yep.
You're the one that's going to have to show up to court. You're going to have to pay the lawyers. You're going to have to deal with all this shit yourself. So, like, it's easy for me to say that because I'm writing checks, you got to cash. Yeah. So always think about what's in your best interest and think about how to resolve something in a way that's most beneficial for you. And so that's the way I see it. So, more on fly. Yeah, anyway, so that's really it. And huge Karens won today. Yeah, but actual Karens.
Actual Karens.
Yeah, actual Karens. And that's the thing. That's the whole thing. Like, and really, it comes down to it. This is yeah. Not everyone's built to have a corpse on their conscience. No doubt. But anyway, so yeah, this is a huge W for the UK. Backs the biological definition of a woman. Everybody knows this, but some people, no man can be a lesbian. I mean, I'm a lesbian. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I'm only attracted to women. Like, yeah. So I mean, I don't know how you could say. I could literally look at me. I'm a lesbian. Who else is a lesbian here?
Yo, mama. Yo, mama.
Same. Yeah, exactly. Right. We all are.
Well, all the good ones are anyway. Let's see what else there is. I think China exposes Gucci Prada. Wait, where?
Hi, boss. Hi, boss. Hi, boss. Hi, boss.
Hi, boss. Your made in Italy Gucci 80% come from.
Sorry about the audio. I think over there, since it's on the other side of the world, because of the rotational axis of the Earth, all of the audio is in one side of the of the world.
Your made in Italy Gucci 80% come from Chinese factory. They just add the logo in Europe to make you pay the price of 10 times.
That's not true. It's more than 10 times.
Yeah, no kidding. We already knew this shit. What?
How much was that bag that Nick bought Catchy? How much was that again? That's a lot of money. That's like a car. So, like, there's no way that shit costs $1,400 to make. That shit probably costs $14 to make.
Close your eyes. If your hammer says made in China, does it?
So this is what's funny is like the Hermes bags. See, y'all don't understand how pathetic consumerism and materialism is in America. But unfortunately, I do. So basically, like this girl right here is talking about this. And so if you want to buy a Hermes bag,
it's like thousands of dollars.
And the Birkin bag, basically what they do is they don't let anybody buy these because they don't want to have broke ass bitches. Because like, you know how like what happened with Gucci is that like now Gucci is like the ratchet luxury brand where like, because it was all like, it was what the problem is that song Gucci Gang, like that shit drove Gucci's stock into the ground. Like that was it. Cause like yeah, Gucci Ghetto, yeah, exactly.
Well, Gucci
gang shit, like that kills.
Everybody wants fucking Gucci. It's like, oh my god, they're like Jordans, bro. Just trash, dude. You know they are, so stop it. You know they are, brother. All trash, all the time, brother. Okay.
Killed their brand. And anyway, the song was awful. I don't know, like I like rap, what can I say? But my point is that anyway, they make you buy a bunch of other stuff from Hermes to make sure that they don't accidentally have broke bitches buying their bags. Because like the last thing that the Hermes brand needs is to have some broke bitch in a Honda Civic that works at Starbucks pulling out of her car for her shift with a $10,000 bag, right? Because like you're not gonna want to buy that. Like yeah, exactly. And so like you can't let that happen. And so you have to have luxury credit, right? It's like basically you remember these back in the day?
You gotta have a credit score of over 650 to get I forgot. It's like 700 maybe. It might even be that 700. My credit score is pretty perfect, but I think my credit score is like 800 something. 800. I don't really know. It's about that.
Hey, back in the day, and you had little punch cards, right? And like after you get all these locked out, you'd be able to get a free snow cone. Well, like this is basically, imagine Hermes has one of these, but each one of the circles costs $1,000 to punch out, and then you finally get a bag. It's like, Am I wrong though? And so anyway, that's where we're at. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. I'm going off and around. I apologize, but that's it.
10 times. Close your eyes. If your hammer says made in China, does it feel cheaper?
Of course it does, because China is where all the cheap stuff is made, and Italy is where all the expensive stuff is made. Yeah, that's obviously what happens.
Clearly, dude.
And again, retard's razor. I'm not lying. That's actually how people think.
No, that's no quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
True.
Fun fact, the hand stitching your product, 42% are Chinese artisans.
That's it? They could get those numbers way up.
We don't do cheap, we do underrated luxury. Why pay 2,000 Europe for Parisian air? Same leather, same craft, just without the European fairy tale facts. Be a luxury rebel, you can shop on Chinese platform such as...
So wait a minute, wait, hold up. This whole thing is actually just an advertisement to buy their knockoff luxury goods? You know what? I think Trump should take the tariffs off. I changed my mind. I like China now. Yep, I think China's great. I think China's full of a bunch of great people. Yeah, I like this a lot. Yeah, hey, yo, fuck that tariff shit. Like, yeah, you can't do that to them. Yeah, no, I think it's true. Grok says Hermes is mostly produced in France, by the way. For sure. For sure, man.
Taobao 1688, Tianmao,
maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that there's a, like, mostly could be 51%. Mostly could also be 85%. That's a big difference.
You can even go directly to Guangzhou, Yiwu, Quanzhou, Wenzhou to buy. Don't know how to buy, how to pay, or arrange.
Can you just come up with, you want to fucking do this in English? Can you come up with a name that's like Bill's Bag Shop or something like that? Like, I mean, nobody knows what the fuck that is. We can't spell that over here. Just have it be like, this is a problem. Like, Wuthering Waves has this problem. How many characters in Wuthering Waves does their name start with a J or a Q? Man, I'm getting fucking confused. And I guarantee you, if like you go to China and you start telling them, okay, so there's a story with Jim, Jeff, John, Jeffrey, and James, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? They can translate it literally? Yes. The only name I remember from that game is Chang Li. Yeah, I've had to search that one a lot myself, so I remember it too. But anyway, time to learn. Yeah, you gotta change that name.
Delivery? Just PM me. GoNest to provide free shopping guidance and shipping services for you.
You could tell the goblin ingenuity that went into this.
And all we got to do is get this car to look like this. We have 14 days.
God, Jake. You are a stupid fuck. I hit skip. Let's go.
Damn, that's loud. What the fuck? Anyway, so this is really funny for me to see this. It is. And so, and this, look how much of the, look how many money this is. Look how many. $28,000 for a Birkin bag. And it can be bought in China for $1,000 with the logo taken. Why not just add the logo? Why wouldn't they put the logo on there? I feel like people want the logo. It was like buying a cupcake with no sprinkles.
I know, seriously.
That's just, they get sued, just ignore it. Yeah, I mean, fuck that.
And they pay like,
what are they gonna do?
This is why.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry about this audio, boys.
This bag from our factory only cost you 1,000 USD.
Have y'all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? Basically, he says most of the luxury...
What is this bag for? What is this for Godzilla's girlfriend? This is the kind of shit Bowser gives Princess Peach. The fuck is this?
brands we use every day are actually made in China, then shipped to Europe just to get rebranded and sold back to us at insane prices.
Not really.
Like a wedding ring that would cost $2 in China somehow turns into a $2,000 ring. China
I need to start a factory in China.
Is the world's biggest manufacturing hub. 80% of your Gucci made in China.
Why can't we just go and do this here? Like, I feel like there's a lot of money to be made if you make a manufacturing place here in the U.S., but you just only manufacture bullshit that pretends to be other bullshit. Well, I guess you would get sued.
Fucking literally we did for the last 20 years, and it ruined our economy, bro.
We got to figure out a way around that. They tried that?
60% of your Prada.
Wait, somebody did do that. It's called Amazon. Yeah, true.
So made in China. Even Chanel.
60% of Prada is made in China. Chanel.
Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Adidas, Nike.
Adidas?
The fuck is Adidas?
That's crazy.
You name it.
Adidas.
The only real difference? China ships the products to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom. Luxury.
So it's stolen valor.
It's ridiculous. While people are out here clowning Shane and Temu for being cheap and low quality, the expensive stuff you think is handcrafted in Paris or...
If I see a rich person that looks like a fucking bum, I know that they spent $10,000 on their fit. But what is she from? The Hunger Games? Who the fuck dresses like this? Like, every time I see somebody looking like an idiot, I know they spent a bunch of money to do that. It's crazy. It's like, you know what it's like?
Retarded.
It's like, you know how like in Diablo 4, like all the best looking gear is like actually just the default gear? But you get some people that get like fucking like convinced to like buy the battle pass set, and you buy the battle pass set and you just look like an idiot.
Oh jeez.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Milan? Yeah, that's made in China too.
Money
So
and
what are
the
you really
game
worried
dead,
about?
yeah.
Come on. Your mega hat? That's made in China too.
I always thought that shit was funny.
Your mega hat? That's made in China too.
I always thought that shit was funny. Yeah, let's see. Is this one made in China? Let me see if it's made in China. What does it say? Vietnam. Well, we got them too. Yeah, we got them too. Don't worry about it. And it's not a MAGA hat, to be fair, but still, it's close. And anyway, yeah, wow. Let's see if I find another one. And they're really, bro, they're just roaching out on this.
Want to know who's the Chinese factory behind Nike, Adidas, Fila, and UGG? Number one.
The factory that's behind Nike and Adidas. Northwest Elementary School. I know. Yes. Of course.
The biggest factory for Nike shoes in China is called FJF Group. They're located in China, Fujian. FJF is also China's biggest shoe factory. Second, the factory behind Adidas shoes is Baochun Group in China. Baochun Group has factories in China and in Southeast Asia. Number 3, the factory behind UGG in China is
UGG. The reason why they're called UGG boots is it's short for ugly.
called Henglong Group in Henan. Henglong Group is also the biggest factory of UGG shoes in the entire world.
Yep.
And number 4, the factory behind Fila Group in China is called Shentai Group, and they're located in Zhejiang, China. Comment and let me know what other products I should do next, and follow me if you want to know more factories in China.
So, if I'm getting this right, so all of this is...
You know who is producing...
This is it's crazy how bad this is. It really is unbelievable.
You know who is producing...
Like, I really don't understand how it's this bad.
Yeah, I don't either, man. It's pretty
Like,
bad.
every video I have to re-equalize because of the audio discrepancies. It's crazy. So we got another one here.
You know who is producing high-quality accessories for those luxury brands like Chanel, Estee Lauder, L'Oreal?
Yeah.
You're saying you're...
L'Oreal is not a luxury brand.
L'Oreal?
That's just for soap. That's like saying McDonald's is a luxury brand. No, it's not.
Nope. Oh.
Makeup? What?
Really?
Really? Makeup's expensive? Yeah, I know. I remember I had to go into Sephora because, you know, obviously I got dragged there. And it was the only thing that was cool is that I saw Jeffree Star there. Oh. And I remember I used to be friends with Jeffree Star on MySpace back whenever, man, I had to have been like young as a motherfucker. Like I was like maybe 16, 17. I always thought this guy was cool. I always liked Jeffree Star. I did. I'm sorry. Like I know it might not be popular to say, but I always thought Jeffree Star was cool. Like, cause he was one of the first ones to do it, bro. But yeah, he groomed. No, bro. I never talked to him or anything. I just added him as a friend. That was it. And yeah, he was cool. I always thought he was. He one of the OGs, man. You gotta respect that shit.
OG
Maxi
fucking
Louder,
queer.
L'Oreal. You're
Yep,
saying
pretty
you're
much.
the supplier
He was
behind
the one
all
who
these
got
beauty
started
accessories
that
for those
shit
big luxury brands? L'Oreal, MAC, Chanel, Bobbi Brown,
So-
and even Rosewood Hotel.
Wow.
Last week we also received an order again. Yeah, the comb like 20,000 pieces.
$20,000 for a comb? Hey, if it grows my hair back, I'll buy 3.
I know, me
Let
too.
me guess, it doesn't.
Oh, show me your factory. Show me the production line.
Here, this is our cutting room. So you can see the machine. Yes,
I'll buy 3 of them
and
too,
the
man.
hair combs there. After cutting, we can
losing
take
my
the
hair
clips
quite yet,
out
but
like this.
sorry.
Here's our molding area. Take off the plate. After make the mold, make the shape, so we can.
We gotta get robots on
include
this.
the spring
That's
and the
for sure.
flower accessories.
This is like the final touch up. You have
Yeah.
to polish
Oh, I'm
and
wearing one of
polish
those.
it.
Yeah,
There's
and
merit.
I bought mine. It's like this. I bought it for it was a pack of 3, and I bought it at CVS for $6. It's been working pretty good for the past year and a half. I think that we're off to a good start.
What is it?
Yeah,
There's merit.
defective.
Yeah.
Quality control.
Here's our coating plate. On the surface, we will spray a broad effect. Here is our painting plate. Here is one of our warehouse. Here is our material area. All the acetate board we have ordered here.
Oh, tell me, what is this? This is like PVC or acrylic?
Acetate material. The material is eco-friendly and more durable and flexible than PVC or acrylic materials. It's the most expensive material.
How
in our-
expensive?
For this one, for example, this one like
PVC is like the most expensive fucking the most expensive plastic, and it's probably $3,000 to $4,000 a pound.
50 RMB one piece.
One piece, 50
Yeah,
RMB.
50 RMB. And
That's the cost of it.
Yeah.
That's it? Is it 50? I don't know if that's expensive or not. I have no idea. So you got China, basically they're down bad because of the tariff situation. And like, look at all these videos, bro. Like, this is crazy.
Honey, have you been dreaming of singing like a star, but something is holding you back? For the first time ever, I'm revealing my 3 biggest singing secrets in my free masterclass that are going to transform your voice forever. You can join.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD.
So wait, he's doing the math. Wait a minute, this is the whole video. I want to see this whole thing.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory?
$6.
Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Muti from Italy. And the second is Weinheimer from Germany. And the third is Haas from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD.
That's not
and
that
one
much.
piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay?
So it's $450?
The thread. And of course...
No wonder that one guy that owns that luxury brand is like the richest dude in the world almost. Like, this is some crazy markup levels.
Yeah, no kidding.
For Hermes Birkin,
Damn.
the thread is also the best top level. It's called Fil Al Chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD.
So-
and then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD.
So that's like
Edge
725
oil.
bucks, 620
This edge
bucks.
oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat sealed.
Let me guess, it's like
For each bag,
$6?
It will cost 50 USD.
50, okay.
The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France.
Let me
Each
guess,
bag, the cost will be
$200?
100 USD. And also inside,
Alright.
there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is
It's 10 bucks.
USD. And then the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To
Yeah, I bet.
finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD. The package, now this is not that
It's a
expensive.
bag,
It's
bro.
10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD.
So they put this out for 1,400 bucks. and then they sell it for $38,000.
Yep. Good profit margin, right?
I think I'm in the wrong business.
Shit, dude, if you were in that business, brother.
I think I think we might need to do something different. We gotta recalibrate here.
Brother, you're not in the scumbag.
Yeah, we gotta. This is
one working out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD?
Because you're stupid. And the people that buy these are just stupid upper middle class people that want to pretend to be rich. Like, you know how you go to an anime convention and it's a bunch of people that are cosplaying as like I don't know, like fucking I don't like Goku or some shit. Like, well, these people are cosplaying as being rich. 2B? Yeah, exactly. Tifa?
On that. That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo.
That's
If
crazy.
you don't care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same
Yeah.
material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. The only difference is, one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD.
The human resource, that means they don't pay people that much money to do it.
Even better quality and craftsmanship.
That's crazy. So these guys are going and they're just selling this directly. Look at this. Look. Louis Vuitton. Get it out. Wow. Oh, wow. Look. Oh, it's in a bag? Oh, that's real cute. China snapped. Good. Throw it in the pile. Look at this. Does this look okay? Bro, this looks like I want to hit my head against it to get bigger. This looks like a fucking Mario mushroom. The fuck is this? Looks like a toy? Yeah, it does.
It kind of does, yeah.
It's like a
he's great.
Fortnite item.
It looks
And anyway, so there's been a whole lot of these going on now, and I think it's really kind of funny. But I'll look at maybe one more, and then I want to move on and look at some other stuff too, because there's obviously a bunch of other shit that's been happening. And I'll see if I can find this one. We'll look at this one. I already saw that one. There's this one as well. I think there's like maybe two more, I believe. And oh yeah, we're gonna get to this. And let's see. That looks like, yeah, that's basically it. All right. So.
Show you 30 luxury brands. Some of their products are made in China. Ralph Lauren, Armani, Nike, Dior, Lululemon, Apple, Michael Kors, Coach, Calvin Klein, Prada, Balmain, Swarovski, Adidas, The North Face, Rimowa, Levi's, Burberry, Versace, Chanel, Cartier, Ferragamo.
So it's all just made in
Yves
China.
Saint Laurent, Victoria's Secret, Puma.
So basically everything, just all these luxury brands are just basically
slave labored in China.
This is crazy.
We already knew this though. Like common.
It's actually crazy how fucking Disney, yeah. Brand Armageddon, good. I've been waiting on this for a while.
Polo, Disney, Max Mara, Givenchy. The producing cost is only 1/10 of its price. Can you believe it? Follow Helen, your business advisor in China.
That's amazing, man. Like, it's
It's probably 1/100th of the price, to be honest. It's probably not 1/10. It's probably 1/100th.
Saying that they're doing this. And if it's not China, it's Vietnam or Bangladesh. Yeah, I know. Same with high-end electronics like Apple, Nintendo, made in China means it's cheap. Yeah.
Every fucking every company that literally looks like they have a Chinese face is doing it.
Yeah, but at least it does something, right? Like a Nintendo Switch, you can go and fuck around on that. What do you do with a bag? You know what? I know what girls do with these bags. They put them in the closet, and then when their friends come over, they invite their friends into the closet, and they say, look at the bag. That's it. That's the whole thing.
It's so true.
They use it once. Well, yeah, they take it out, right? Just statue bullshit? Yeah. And so, it's stupid as fuck. I mean, like, I can make fun of them But like, I'm not trying to shit on women, right? Because I'm the most pro-feminist streamer. We know this. Like, it's the same as like me whenever I get a really important item in a video game and I say, wait a minute, I don't know when I'm going to need to use this. I'm going to hold on to it for now. And then I beat the game and I haven't used any of them. So like, I get it, right? I get it. It's not like I think I'm better than them. But at the same time, in the most humble, yeah. But like, it's really the same thing. Oh, we saw this one.
Who are the suppliers behind the Solomon, Timber?
Just a minute.
Who are the suppliers behind the Solomon, Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, la 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 la? First, Baocheng Factory, one of the world's largest OEM sports shoe manufacturer.
Man.
It is like a Foxconn in the shoemaking industry.
Why can't y'all just make phones though? Because like, if you can make a smartphone, like y'all ever tried to buy a burner phone? Like, who's tried to buy a burner phone recently? Like, because you can get a smartphone, like a really good burner phone, for about $50.
Can you? I probably figured that out. I never really thought about it. It's alright.
But you could get, like, I'll show you real quick. Actually, I'm not gonna search that. Yeah, I will. Fuck it. Okay, let me see if I can get you guys which one is good, because like you can get some of these. Some of these are just really, really clean. Like I'm telling you, like they're basically like smartphones. Like they have like storage and everything on them. Like it's a whole lot. And like all you have to do is you just like call and pay to activate them. And it's insane what people can do with this shit, right? Like I'll show you like some of these. Like you can get these throwaway phones, etc. Like there's things like this. Burner phones can even help you evade data. Like these are, and this is like $50. You can get a Samsung one for these, right? And yeah, they're smartphones. Like I didn't even know you could do that. But yeah, it's what we get in jail. Yeah. No, if you are in jail, people try to get these in jail because like they're harder to track and like you can buy them with cash, right? So there's no paper trail. Like you don't have to sign anything. You don't have to do anything. And then you just have to register them. You have to call a number and like go through a process. Like that's it. And so, yeah, you want a dumb phone though? I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but yeah, just throw away for millionaires. It's $50, bro. Like the phones are $50. Like if you are down bad, think about it like this. If you are down bad at a degree that $50 is rich to you.
Yeah, dude, $50 is rich to me.
Ain't nobody trying to get involved in your business.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be in your business and getting involved with you.
For real.
Let's be honest.
Its heyday, it has over 100,000 employees in just one of its factories in Dongguan. What even surprised me is that it owns an independent brand called YY Sports. It's like a distributor for sports shoes like Nike and Adidas, same as like Foot Locker in America and JD Sports in England. Second, Huajian Group. It is one of the largest OEM manufacturers.
We really went back and we went through this again. I think I got 2 more to look at, and then we're gonna move on. No, this is really the same one, right? Yeah, this is the same one. And anyway, so basically China has pretty much pulled back the curtain and they've decided to completely roach out on pretty much everybody. They just roached out on Gucci. They roached out on Louis Vuitton. They roached out on everyone. And they said, listen, boys, like now y'all want to play this tariff shit. Okay, I'm going to just tell you how it's been. Like, yeah, like that's what it is. And so I don't blame them. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm glad. I really am.
So this is a World of Warcraft classless server where you choose abilities and build your own hero. You can mix and match any spell and talent in the game. I'm gonna mix Fire Mage and Paladin. Let's see if we can kill Ragnarok. So level 1, we're gonna
slave labor. Yay, we know that you were doing slave labor. It's pretty obvious that you were doing slave labor. Like, look at. Like, for real, look. You could see slave labor everywhere, dude. Everywhere. The fuck, dude? I clicked skip.
Are you gonna look at the press conference by Carmelo Anthony's parents?
Carmelo,
no.
Fucking loser, bro. Fucking.
Oh God.
Dude's a fucking.
Are you kidding me? So, oh, dude, this is crazy. It gets even better. So, I really don't know how to say this. They're selling T-shirts of them now.
Of course they are.
Carmelo the hero. Like, I understand, like, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, let's say you get put in a situation and maybe you shouldn't have done what you did, but you're still a victim of circumstance. Like, okay, that's fine.
You're sick.
But the hero?
Yeah, it is. Not
like, we're going all the way in the other direction, I feel. That's crazy.
Yeah, you ain't no hero, brother. You ain't no
What
hero.
is this?
You're a murderer, dude.
Isn't it illegal to profit off of crimes? I don't know. I mean, CNN does it every day. But anyway, let's go ahead, and so does Fox and me. By the way, it's nothing special with CNN. I'll go ahead and I'll watch it. So she's talking about, this is it.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Carmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas, searching for a better life.
Be honest, bro.
Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have.
Be honest.
My husband worked.
You should have held your son accountable then. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't believe that this is something that just happens right off the bat, right? Like somebody's like totally normal, and then like randomly they stab somebody in the chest. Like, I just usually don't think that's what happens. Like, and also like that girl that she had, like, they interviewed at the school, like said that he had been in like fights before. Like, how do you not hold your kid accountable and know, hey man, like you need to dial this shit down before you ruin your life? And also, like, where'd he get the knife? Like, I mean, he's a minor. Like, I mean, you're his mother. Where did he get the knife? Aren't you accountable to a certain extent, like how this happens? Like, I mean, if somebody's a minor, that means that the parent is accountable for the behavior of their child.
Of course she is, dude, but not just her.
Hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're the best financial, to make sure we're in the best financial position.
Well, you've done a good job with that.
As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack.
Good.
Whatever you think.
Well, of course they've been under attack. I mean, and again, nobody would have attacked the family if they had just said, wow, bro, like, I can't believe he did that. That's awful. And not made comments about it. Like, the reason why people are attacking the family is because the family is taking advantage of the situation. So, for example, like, and I disagree with a lot of the, like, for example, like, you know, when Alex Jones was like going crazy on like the Sandy Hook families, like everybody knows that was fucking stupid, right? But like the difference is that a lot of these people were not going out and trying to advocate for a person who killed someone. That's really the big difference here. That's what the reason why people hate you is because you're raising a bunch of money. You're raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for a legal defense fund for a person who stabbed somebody else in the chest.
I know.
Like, there's not really a lot of fine print here.
It's true.
Like, this is like an extreme act of violence. Like, this is some fucking, as I said, this is like some Mayan sacrifice shit.
Happened between Carmelo and the Metcalf boys. My 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about.
But your son did.
The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming.
I guess you guys are crackheads. You guys are fucking, let's see, heroin addicts. Your husband's a deadbeat loser that fucking doesn't know how to take care of his children. These are all the black tropes, I think. Let's see. Yeah.
The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police.
Doesn't give a shit about you.
Indulge in a world of refined luxury. Explore the most captivating destinations. Curated by exceptional experience.
The attorneys.
There's never any specifics, right? And this is what happens, right? Is people like this that are trying to like avoid accountability or responsibility or trying to act like they're like, and like she really didn't like. I mean, I don't know if I can blame her, right? I mean, I'm sure this is a tragedy for her as well. Oh, it is, and I can understand that. But like, when you put out a GoFundMe and you start asking for people to donate a bunch of money to a fund to help your son who just in broad daylight stabbed somebody and killed them, and like there's any sort of there's any sort of other perspective that you're trying to assert here, like you're taking an adversarial stance against, I think, the common decency that almost every single average person understands.
Yeah, that he's a scumbag.
And so it's not a surprise that people are angry at her.
The court's there. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. I do have to say, like, on her behalf, that the amount of people that are doxing and shit like that, I actually do think that that's like it's something that it's always bad, right? It's bad even whenever it happens to somebody like this. Yeah, well, and I think we need new laws and we need new levels of accountability that prevent that stuff from happening. It's not 1995 anymore. The culture and the world and the internet has totally changed everything, and we need laws to hold people like that accountable.
Oh, of course.
There's no reason that anybody should be posting her address publicly for millions of people to see. There is no positive benefit that could possibly have. It's public records. Well, that's what I was saying before about new laws, right? Is that I don't think that public record should be disseminated en masse to the average population for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that
it's public knowledge, but nobody just goes and looks for it and shit. Let's be honest. Unless they actually go and look for it, so.
Public record. I don't think it should be.
No.
Why? Because I think it only, well, like, so the real question should be, why should it be?
True.
Why should it be? Like, what does this enable? Like, what positive behavior does this enable? Right to privacy? Yeah, I think people have a right to privacy. They do. And I think if we were talking about any other situation, everybody'd be agreeing with me. I think the only reason why people aren't agreeing with me right now is because they're happy to see a person like this be negatively affected by something bad. And I can understand that, right? It's understandable, but it's just simply not respectable, and it's not worth taking seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what I'm saying is true. And it's true regardless of whether it happens to somebody bad or not. And yes, I can smirk whenever it happens to somebody who I don't like, but I can also simultaneously acknowledge that it's still a bad thing. It's okay. You can do both of them. Anyway, let's move on. People are trying to compensate for an injustice. Yeah, that's basically it. I think that's pretty much what's going on.
Yep.
But that's my opinion on it.
His mental health is deteriorating day by day.
His mental health?
We have endured death threats.
It's just crazy for you to say that you've endured death threats when somebody else endured death.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what the other family endured. They endured a death, not a death threat, just the whole thing.
Yep. By your fucking people that you want to defend the innocent. So, good boy.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom.
Maybe because your son's a fucking murderer right next to her, huh?
She's fearful of what may happen to her.
Because she lives with a murderer.
And let me be
No kidding. No, everyone's like, because of that.
The claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go
You have a giant mansion now. What are you talking about?
fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly.
Real talk, she's got a point here. The people that were putting out the information and saying that they bought this house and they bought the Escalade and everything, that's why I always said, like, I'm not really sure whether this happened or not. She does have a point here. You didn't? Well, yeah, I reported on it happening. Yeah, it was being reported. But, like, if that's it, it's an eye for an eye, bitch. The thing is that I understand that people want to negatively affect a person. But, like, this is, remember what I say about, like, how I just don't really give a fuck about people in general? Like, I don't give a fuck about her. I don't care about her feelings. I don't care about this happening. None of this shit matters to me, right?
I care about
and so, like, I'm not emotionally attached to this in any way. Like, and maybe this is like a mask-off thing for me to say, but I really don't give a fuck. Like, why would I care? It's two people, two families. I never met them. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But the fact is that I can just look at this, like, logically, and I can say, like, okay, well, yeah, obviously you have somebody that's making up bullshit about you that they shouldn't be able to make up bullshit about you. Like, that's it. So edgy. It's not edgy. Like, it's common sense. I think that, by the way, most people feel the way I do. It's just that I think 99% of people feel the way I do. 90% at least. But they don't want to say that because it sounds bad. I don't care about sounding bad. I sound bad every day.
Yeah, no kidding.
Compassion? Yeah, I just don't have it. I'm just not like I mean, in a way I do, but, like, I don't have it in a way where it's like I'm emotionally compromised to talk about it. Is that weird to say? Yeah.
Not really.
Cares enough to farm content? Yeah, it's great content.
Yeah, of course it is. It's great content.
In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted.
I don't think you should request or make a request, period. That's the problem everybody has, is that you shouldn't be requesting money right now.
And discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is.
Of course he did, and he stabbed somebody in fucking mid-daylight with people around.
afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home
Go to jail, bro.
with structure,
Right there.
stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
No, you don't.
We believe in the Constitution.
Obviously, he doesn't. Obviously, he didn't put God first.
We believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in the legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss.
I wonder what she's going to say whenever they put her son in jail for 20 to life. Because we all know that's coming.
No, I think
he's Rip Bozo.
Didn't he get fucking prosecuted?
Like, he's 17. Like, he gonna be tried as an adult 100%.
Yeah.
His life is ruined. It's done. He's cooked.
Yep.
So you talk about how much you believe in the legal process before it happens.
Yeah, because he killed somebody, he deserves to be fucking put in jail forever.
Is this the best
You kill somebody, dude? That's the biggest sin there is, man.
survival game ever made?
This is the aircraft carrier shelter you seized.
Dude, for eternity. You care about God, man? You
My heart
fucking start praying, bitch, because...
Goes out to you.
Yeah, that's a big thing there.
To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
People who support her family should be ashamed of themselves. Let's be honest.
We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers
You should be
as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And anyway, not one word about the dead kid. I mean, like, she's probably not going to go and talk about that, because if she talks about that, it's going to be her implying that, like, her son did something wrong. She probably was told by the legal counsel not to talk about the kid and the family, and that's probably the right decision, personally. Like, if you look at this from, like, a strategic perspective, I think that what she said was probably the smartest thing and the smartest way to approach this. And she obviously probably reading off of a script in a lot of cases, which is smart. She did, but she just said about, like, the thing between them and the family, right? She didn't reference, like, who was right or wrong. She didn't even reference that her son was innocent. She just said, yeah, this is some crazy shit that happened, and, you know, my son is, like, you know, people are making up bullshit about us. Because, like, I mean, the fact is that, I mean, I hate to say it, but she has a point about the fact that people were making up a lie that she bought a house and bought an Escalade. If she did not buy a house and she did not buy an Escalade, the people that were posting that and saying that should feel ashamed of themselves, because they were lying. They were lying and making up bullshit. And you shouldn't be making up bullshit about people. If somebody, listen, guys, we have this kid that stabbed somebody in the fucking chest with a knife. Okay, he's going to jail for his whole life. It's fucking over for him. He's cooked. He's done. Everybody saw it happen. There's probably a video of it. And guess what? Why the fuck do we need to make up anything? Really? Why do we need to make up anything? The facts speak for themselves. We don't need to exaggerate. We don't need to, you know, like, I don't know, embellish. We don't need to do any of that.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Fuck that
The facts speak for themselves. You don't need to make up new ones. That's it. I'm just trying to be honest. That's it. I'm always trying to be honest. And that's what matters. Is it Texas? Will he get the death penalty? He's not going to get the death penalty for this shit. Like, people get the death penalty for being, like, there's all kinds of people. Like, if we want to, I don't even think he deserves the death penalty. Like, and also, like, if you say he does, okay, that's fine. But let's kill, like, 50. Like, we got, like, 5,000 other people we should kill first, though, right?
Oh, death penalty.
Like, before we get to him?
Definitely deserves
So, like, let's kill those 5,000 other people first, and then we'll get to him. Right? And so, like, yeah, because, like, there's way worse. Like, this is, like, some weird fucking crash out, stupid-ass bullshit. Like, there's way worse people than this guy. This guy's, like, probably, like, a 6 or a 7. I'd say probably more like a 6. In terms of bad stuff that you can do, yeah, it's pretty bad. But you look at, like, remember that guy the other day said, like, he, like, grabbed that girl, beat her with a rock, and then raped her? Like, that's the 9, right? Like, that dude is the one that they need to get rid of. And so, like, I mean, this comparatively is, like, nothing. And so, yeah, that's how I see it. I think his speech was pretty rational. Yeah, but
I think no matter what the fuck he did, he still murdered somebody and should be fucking sentenced to life in prison.
Anyway, you know, I don't feel any sympathy for them at all. I literally don't give a fuck, even in the slightest. I feel like your kid is a fucking psycho. He went and killed somebody. He's gonna rot in jail. And you want to talk about how much you care about the judicial process? I'm gonna wait. And I want to wait and hear what you think about the judicial process when a jury of his peers probably unanimously sends this guy to jail for the rest of his life, which is where he belongs, by the way.
Yep.
And then somehow at that point, it's going to be oh, well, that's not fair or whatever. That's what I think is going to happen. And so, yeah, and this is, again, right, justice for Carmelo. Now, does this website represent the family? It's very hard for me to say. So about Carmelo Anthony, he's raised in a loving 2-parent household. Carmelo, he's a 4.0 student, football team captain. Wait a minute. Because this is what people said. Like, people said he had a 4.0 GPA.
Really?
Not only does Carmelo Anthony belong in prison, he had a 1.3, a 1.1, 1.3. So, like, I don't even know whether this is true. Where's the school record saying he had a 4.0? Now, if you add up all of his GPAs together, it could get to a 4.0.
Or 1.3.
Everyone's like, yeah, I don't even know if this is true or not. I mean, look, this is just me.
Hey, what's up, Templeton? It's Kyler from Red Dogs Roofing. We're doing another project here in town. A couple questions I usually get is, when is it time to get a new roof?
If you have a 4.0, I don't think you're going to be retarded enough to go... Like, if you had a 4.0, you'd have killed him in his sleep. You'd have found out where he lived, you'd have killed him in his sleep, and you'd have gotten away with it. No, you're not smart. You're not smart. You could have killed him so many other ways, and you would have gotten away with it. You could have used a gun, could have done a bunch of other stuff. Nah, bro, like, This is not, like you talking about Mayan sacrifice shit. This is not a 4.0 GPA level of thinking, okay? It's no impulse control? Yeah. Do you think he's got impulse control with studying and everything else, but this is somehow what set him off? Bullshit. Bullshit. Anyway, let's see here. Carmelo, this is my favorite part. Carmelo the hero. He saw a child drowning. He saved the child. That's great. Good for him. Good job. We're also saddened by the loss of life. And he stood by this person. What happened on that day? Thank you, Carmelo. We see you. We stand by you always. Hashtag free Carmelo. Hashtag stand with Carmelo. Hashtag justice for Carmelo. And you even have a t-shirt here that they're selling, and for $25, justice for Melo. And this is the picture. This is the Quan quality prints. Bro, this is not even a good shirt.
I know.
It's embarrassing. Like, no, honestly, like, it's embarrassing.
Kills a white man. Justice for Carmelo Anthony. It's like
and somebody put his watermark on this too? Like, god damn. Fired the designer? Yeah, this design sucks, bro. Like, they should have had me. I could have done, like, you should have had ChatGPT do this. It would have been better.
Yeah, dude.
And he's farming them, yeah, for a $25 shirt. And they're trying to sell t-shirts over this guy. Oh my god, what are you thinking? And so anyway, this is definitely, like, it's just embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I remember you.
Graceful, it's completely idiotic, and you should be a fucking shame of yourself for even fucking thinking of making money off of your son that murdered somebody. That's just disgusting, bro.
You're made in
ashamed
Italy.
of yourself. You fucking troglodyte.
Are you gonna look at the?
God, that's disgusting, bro. Ugh. Oh fuck, man. Anyway. Yeah, that shit was like fucking crazy ass shit, dude. Let's watch this one.
$3 billion in funding for Harvard because they ain't playing ball and dropping their DEI nonsense. Harvard says, no. This is a political stunt, and we're not going to let you dictate what we can or cannot do and say and teach at our university. But here's where it gets interesting, my friends.
The clip ends. So Trump is freezing their money, which in my opinion, by the way, is a great thing.
The Trump administration tonight firing back at Harvard University after the school basically set up a showdown with the Trump administration, rejecting some of the White House's demands on its policies. A White House spokesperson saying, in part, President Trump wants to end unchecked anti-Semitism and that Harvard's response could put its federal funding at risk. But Harvard's president says the university will not surrender its independence and that neither Harvard nor any other private university can allow itself to be taken over by the federal government.
Okay, so what?
Yeah, you can. There are a lot of laws that you have to follow at Harvard because Harvard is in the United States.
Well, no
you
shit.
don't make the rules.
Yeah, they don't make
the government makes the rules and you follow the rules, and you can maybe do a few things yourself. This isn't like the Vatican.
Yeah, the
You're not the Vatican. How do you think this?
The Trump administration had something like 10 demands for Harvard, including the elimination of DEI programs.
By the way, the Vatican can do whatever the fuck they want.
And the restriction
Implement merit-based admissions and hiring practices. Now, this is what I think Donald should do. If they will not completely go down on this and, like, completely do this.
Not even fucking ads are doing that shit.
I think he should come at them with the entire justice system and sue them massively for civil rights violations.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking crucify them. It's outrageous. Fuck them. Yeah, this is make an example out of them. Exactly. Yeah. And also, the thing is that at the end of the day,
oh my God,
it's racism. It is. It's a private school. What? It doesn't matter. If you're a private school and you're exercising racist admissions, and you're doing this inside, like private schools are still open to the public. They're receiving funding. It's like a business, for example. So a business can't just tell people that, oh, there's no black people allowed in this business. That's not the way that it works. We've decided, and by the way, it took Bernie Sanders was there. They can though. No, they can't. They can't. That's literally that. We had a whole fucking problem with this. A lot of us weren't even alive then, right? I wasn't even alive then. This whole thing, this is all done. Like this has been settled for fucking years. How are we still getting into this?
Acceptance of international students who are, and I'm quoting here, hostile to American values and institutions. Stephanie Gosk is joining us now. You couldn't think of a...
I think that I can push back a little bit on the hostile to American values thing. I don't think that Harvard needs to be required to operate as an arm of the Homeland Security branch of the government.
Yeah,
I think that's unreasonable.
I completely see it. Yes, okay.
Personally.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense, man.
You couldn't think of a perhaps bigger name in the world of college universities to go basically head to head with the Trump administration on some of these controversial changes that the White House wants. What happens next here?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Hallie. First of all, it's worth pointing out that Harvard receives $9 billion worth of federal funding from the government. And so that's...
It's such a weird hill to die on. If it's not based on income, DEI is literally not required anything. I am a huge supporter of DEI based on income. And I actually think that they should get rid of legacy applications as well. Because I think that legacy applications are fundamentally, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
I think those are awful, and I think any organization that does any DEI admissions or any legacy applications, I think they should lose all funding. Period.
Yeah. Okay.
It's disgusting.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, just period. Like I don't want a single dollar of my tax money going to them. I don't want to fund because also keep in mind, legacy applications, let's be real, guys. 60, 70 years ago, black and white people didn't have the same opportunities to get into these schools.
Nope.
Just straight up. They didn't. We all know that. So legacy, it's almost like you're trying to like grandfather in some sort of racial preferences. It's fucking nepotism, yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that, man.
No.
So a legacy... Oh, some people don't know this. A legacy application is when a person is granted preferential treatment inside of a university because a family member went to the university.
Yep.
So it's like your dad went to this university. Okay, your chances of you getting in are higher now.
Exactly.
But the problem is, if your dad and your grandfather got into it, well, they got into it in a world where we did have racial discrimination. It was real. And again, that's the kind of stuff that makes people racist. And also it makes them right, because it is fucked up. It's classism. It is. It's and also keep in mind, guys, it's very important to keep this in mind. Almost all race issues can be solved by addressing class issues. Not all, but almost all. I'm a huge supporter of DEI for income, just not for race.
It's because
that's a real hammer that the government has, and can hold that above Harvard University, try to get them to make some of these changes. This letter that Harvard received on Friday night is really long, and it has a lot of very specific things that they are calling on the university to do to get this funding. Among them are things like hiring an independent third party to determine whether there's anti-Semitism on campus and in the curriculum. Also to make sure that there's diversity of opinion on campus. And you've heard a bunch of White House officials, including the vice president himself, talking about
it's always hard for me to talk about this stuff because, like, I actually kind of disagree with a little bit of this. Like, especially with, like, enforcing diversity of opinion.
Yes, because everybody has their own opinion anyway.
Because I feel like enforcing diversity of opinion is compelled speech.
Dude, pretty much what she's saying is if your opinion's wrong, then we're gonna say it's wrong. Or diverse, which is wrong, pretty much. That's all it is.
Indirectly?
Indirectly saying you're wrong about your opinion. That's what that statement means.
Is that crazy for me to say? I think that's overreach. So like I'm half on this, I'm half off of it. Am I crazy for saying that? I'm half in, half off?
How there is a throughout our universities a kind of sickness where there is no diversity of opinion, and this is clearly part of an effort.
I mean, the people have been saying this for as long as I've been alive, and I do think that part of this is institutionalized.
Well,
to change the way universities operate, and they're holding this funding, which is really how research is done at universities, in large part because of this funding. They are holding that over the heads of schools and universities around the country.
Yeah.
Harvard is a wealthy school. They just are, right? How much of an impact is this going to have on them? Let's say they were to use that federal funding. To your point, Steph, in the world of carrots and sticks, I mean, that's a big one. How much of an impact could this actually have?
Well, really big. I mean, $9 billion is a lot of money. The school very clearly relies on it, and yes, they are an incredibly wealthy school. But if that is removed, that will change how research is done on campus.
Absolutely.
But interestingly, Harvard taking a stand in a very public way, and not just about itself, also saying that universities and schools around the country should follow their lead. They are calling this a violation of their First Amendment rights. Hallie.
It's not your First Amendment right to racially discriminate in hiring people.
Exactly. Yep. Correct.
This is ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous, dude.
It's insane.
That's the stupidest thing I think I've heard in a while. Yeah, that's stupid.
What?
That's just.
How can somebody even say this?
That's stupid. Yeah.
Completely. It's unreal.
Completely.
Credit being overreach, but that's what happens when there's already so much rot corroding the system. Yeah, I understand that too. And they should ban them from operating until they change. I don't think he can do that, but if he could, I would support him doing that. I think that you need to take as brutal and as aggressive as of a stance as possible against these racially based systems, and I would support going after them to the full extent of the law. Please clarify, you want Marxist income policy instead of merit income, really?
Well,
I think that it's very easily quantifiable that people with less money have less access to education and less access to quality education. And so in the interest of creating an equitable society where every person has the opportunity that I think they deserve, I think it's best to make sure that you have some degree of equalization force so you can account for that difference.
Yeah, just so it's fair.
I don't think that's like saying Social Security, and also like I'm not totally against socialism. Like I agree with socialism in a lot of things. Like basically my mindset is I'm a socialist in a lot of ways, but I just don't want it to go into fucking illegals. I don't want it to go into other countries. Like I want to go into the people here.
Me too.
That's what matters to me.
Exactly. Me too, man.
The mass killings. I'm not a big fan of the mass killings.
Yeah, I'm
not a big fan of them.
Not a big fan of any.
And also, by the way, you're a National Socialist? Well, I wouldn't really use that word. I think that word's really, the history of that's really not so good, is it? But the point is that that was you could probably get other people with that, but not me. So yeah. Anyway, there's a reason why socialism doesn't work in a single place. It's implemented in any capacity.
True.
Well, so like Do people view like systems like food stamps, for example, or Social Security as socialism? Because like I kind of view them as that. I do. I view them as like fundamentally like kind of like socialist policies. So I think that really the best, like this is my personal opinion. I think that the best system is a 60-40 capitalism socialism system, somewhere around there.
Really?
That's how I see it. If you want to say 70-30, 50-50, I'm not going to argue with you about that. But I think that it's a mix of both, and both of them are very important. So Scandinavia, yeah, I really think I think they do a good job with a lot of things. I do. So yeah, you don't need to use socialism to get social stuff done. I think that you do.
You're right, but
I don't think you can rely on the like let's say churches to do it. I understand. Like I think that's wishful thinking personally. But yeah, anyway, that's the way I see it, and that's where I'm at. But anyway, I'll watch one more about this and see if there's any more information about this. But yeah, a $2 billion funding freeze.
That's crazy.
I think Trump needs to take these people all the way.
Yes.
Do it all the way. Because like this kind of stuff, like the thing is that Trump probably, like, I mean, it's funny that he'll be president for 12 years, right? But like, it's probably not going to happen. He needs to just absolutely kill this stuff.
I know, yeah.
Like just absolutely brutally remove it, root and stem, scorched earth, completely annihilate it.
Just go fuck.
And if he has to do that, I think the way you do that is you do it by acting extremely fast.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to have him going back and forth with Harvard about this for a year.
No. They
need money though?
He needs to just fucking...
Well, then they better come to the table.
Yeah, he needs to just fucking tell them...
That's how I see it.
Do this.
The problem is the universities have a lot in R&D and government contracts.
That's all he needs to do.
Well, then they should come to the table.
Yep.
And if they don't, like the thing is that I don't think that there is no justification, in my opinion, to allow people who... And also, by the way, how do you think all of the researchers feel that their funding is getting frozen and cut because the administrators want to adhere to some kind of like racist policy? I bet they're probably furious about that. They don't want to have anything to do with that. That's not fair to them. So if you cut the funding, they'll start fighting each other. Why are tuition costs so high if they need all this federal funding? That's a great question.
So let's talk about Ivy League colleges. And we know that the anti-Semitism raging on some of the most elite institutions in our country.
So the workers in Harvard are the fucking Karens that have no fucking honor, that are completely fucking big losers, you know, big troglodyte losers, that fucking suck up fucking every little bit of happiness that anybody has.
Has to be addressed. And as soon as Barnard got raided a couple of months ago by anti-Semitic activists from Colombia, they knew the president, this was his first opportunity to address it. So he took $400 million from them. And he said, do these 5 things or 8 things if you want to get it back. And they're still in discussions. When it came to Harvard and the threats against Harvard to straighten out their curriculum, to straighten out the anti-Semitism on their campuses, to start complying with some regulations that the administration put out, Harvard pushed back. And they said, we will not. And the president answered back last night by saying, if you will not, we're taking $2.5 billion from your grant system.
Thank God. That's right. Yep.
So there's this task force that is trying to get that money. Harvard, essentially, they've come back and they've said, you know what? What the administration is asking us to do is...
As a researcher at Harvard, I can say many non-professors are extremely angry that they're losing funding. Tenured facility don't seem to care since it won't be affected. Hard to say whether this guy's really like that or not, but I bet that's probably accurate.
Maybe.
I mean, it would logically make sense that the people that would be affected would be the most angry.
Oh, no shit.
Sure.
Unconstitutional. It also flies in the face of our First Amendment rights. The president of Harvard, a fellow by the name of Alan Garber, sent a letter to the community to explain it. He said, although some of the demands outlined by the government are aimed at combating anti-Semitism, the majority represent direct governmental regulation of the intellectual conditions at Harvard. We have informed the administration through our legal counsel that we will not accept their proposed agreement. The university will not negotiate over its independence or its constitutional rights. So they've been hit with this $2.2 billion federal freeze. But here's the thing. I would imagine this is a battle that Harvard's going to fight, because while that's $2 billion, they've got an endowment at Harvard of $53 billion. So they've got a pile of dough they can rely on if they're going to fight through it.
So the president's freezing $2.2 billion on grants, $60 million in contracts. President Obama applauded this because it's his alma mater, but Elise Stefanik also graduated from Harvard, and she was on Sean's show last night sounding off about it. But here's my question, Lawrence. Why should police officers, why should teachers, why should bricklayers and our blue-collar workers and the people in Detroit making our cars, why should they have to pay for schools that will continue and allow anti-Semitism on their campus? Because
I think that's the minor thing. Like, in my opinion, if somebody's a racist, stupid asshole, that's just a racist, stupid asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
But the big problem is whenever the racist, stupid assholes are in charge of the system.
Yep, exactly.
That's whenever you've got a big, big issue.
So now
and this is what's happening.
Assholes,
is that those racist, stupid assholes are running the system.
Yep. Sad but true, man. Unfortunately, it's a big deal too, man.
I tried so hard.
What are we gonna do?
That's what happens. These are tax dollars. Harvard does have this huge endowment, and let
it's unironically systematic racism. Exactly.
That money go to community colleges. Right. Let it go to Mike Rowe, who's starting trade schools. Allow that money to go toward individuals who are working hard in America and never would have gotten into Harvard or can't afford Harvard.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, Ainsley. They are not only anti-Semitic, but they allow people in on these visas that essentially hate the country. They want to redo what America is. And they have been very vocal about the people that have been deported by the president as a result of them violating their visa. The second thing is they don't want cops on their campus as well. A lot of these campuses shun law enforcement, don't want...
Too fucking bad, I guess.
Yeah, this is another example. Like, this isn't even, like, in my opinion, this is like one of those things where it's not even a conversation.
Yeah, true. I know.
Like, you don't get to tell the police where they get to go. That's literally it.
Tone policing.
Like, there's no debate on this.
Tone policing in real life. All right.
Yeah, unless it's your house.
No,
even in your house. If they have a warrant to search your house. No, you don't.
Want them there and feel like they're an enemy to the American people, which we know is untrue. Let's talk with some of the diners right now and see what they're... Go ahead.
One of the lawyers fighting for Harvard is Robert Hur. Famously did the Hur report on Biden. And the other one's a conservative, too, so they think they have an advantage there. I would say this. They're going to have to evaluate. They're going to have everything under scrutiny. Why they're taking so many international students. What countries are contributing to their institution. What is in their curriculum. They're going to have to expose it all.
That's also another big question is, like, why is it that this university is bringing in a large amount of international students and the American taxpayers are funding it?
Yeah, why?
Because, like, in my mind, like, as a taxpayer, I would want American universities that are bringing in, that are, like, getting my money.
Exactly.
I would want them to be working in my best interest as an American.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Why are we
and I'm not saying zero, right? But I think that the percentage or the amount is definitely up for debate. It's another form of DEI. Yeah, it's not DEI. Because taxpayers are paying for something.
Yes.
Exactly. If you're taking a person's money, you need to give them something back for that money that's equitable for them.
Yep.
So when your money is being allocated to something, you have a right to say how that money will be allocated.
True.
Administration is just amping it up. Princeton's also fighting. Columbia's capitulating as of now. Maybe when they get a permanent president, they might change. But go ahead, Lawrence.
Well,
Yeah, you're exactly right, though, Brian. Let's go find some folks to talk to. Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man.
So Harvard, they're not going to comply with the administration. They said get rid of the anti-Semitism. The people that hate our country, that want visas, we're going to start revoking those.
I wonder what he thinks.
I wonder what he thinks too. Oh wait, he's probably.
I wonder what he thinks.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. You say that, but it goes directly against the initiative to bring overseas talent to the U.S. to the tech industry, which you and the current administration agreed with. I think that bringing over talent is important, but doing it to a degree that it disenfranchises and it prevents American students from getting positions to a large degree, I think it becomes counterproductive.
Yep.
And I also dislike the premise that there is not an American equivalent to, like, is it possible that all of these people in these other countries, there are no American citizens that could potentially even theoretically do the same thing? I think that's ridiculous.
We're stupid or something?
It's ridiculous to assume that, like, oh, wow, these people in these other countries are that much smarter and that much better whenever we have American citizens that can't do that. Like, it's outrageous.
I know. It's okay, though. What are you going to do?
Jesus. Harvard, as a result, have said, well, we don't want the money then. We're not going to negotiate with the administration. Where do you stand on it?
I stand 100% behind Donald Trump's decision to not fund them. People that work against this country are totally wrong. The woke need to wake up, okay, and get on the right side of what's going on. 1 minute they're saying one thing, next minute they're saying the other thing. They're doing a lot of flip-flopping.
People say they are smarter. So it's important to keep in mind that I'm not talking about, like, average citizens, average students versus average students. I'm talking about, like, top 0.1% students versus top 0.1% students.
Exactly.
You're going to see a much less discrepancy there. Like, if you want to talk about, like, the average U.S. student versus, like, the average student in Sweden. Yeah, probably, definitely.
And I'm totally against it. You know, this is our country.
Yeah, we have plenty
need to
of
stand
smart
up for
kids
this
here.
country. I was a 9/11 first responder. I love our cops. I love our military. And people need to do the right thing by us first, and that's it.
What about you? A lot of people agree with you too, sir. He's talking about 9/11, and you see these people protesting in the middle of the street. Some of them are not even American citizens. They want to overthrow a lot of the government. Some of them have been extremely anti-Semitic. Is the president making the right move here?
So far,
I love him. I think he's doing a great thing. I'm behind him 1,000%. The man doesn't really make too many mistakes when he talks. He was right about most things, and I'm for him 100%.
He's right.
It's been a great time here with a lot of these folks right here. They've been talking about some of the issues that matter to the country so much, and this is one of them. We got to protect our country, and it starts with these children that are on these college campuses.
Hey,
guys.
Lawrence, look over your right shoulder. That's the town supervisor, Joe Saladino. Right there with that gray suit on. Tell him to wave.
Where's Joe? Yeah, that's
there
Joe.
There he is. This is the guy in charge.
He said he grew up with you.
Right. But I think he's a Chaminade guy, though.
Spill the tea on Brian.
So Joe has been... He's been giving me all the dirt on Brian.
Oh, good.
And I prepared a dossier, and at some point I will release it on Fox and Friends.
And you remember,
I'm not prepared to do it this morning.
Is it a dirty dossier?
Best player Massapequa's ever had. Great athlete, great guy, amazing family. Brian is the real deal.
All right, Joe.
How much is
nice guy.
But he also tried to get Teddy Roosevelt's statue when they tried to get rid of it. I remember. He was going to breathe to Long Island.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
All right, we'll check with you again. Thanks, Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like the average people, like if you tell them that this shit is happening, average people are gonna be out of their fucking mind.
Well, yeah.
And that's what I think really needs to be kept in mind with this, is that like a lot of these positions and this type of argumentation is so deeply and profoundly unpopular that it's actually shocking that anybody thinks that it's not. It's extremely unpopular. People don't want to fund universities that are just bringing in a bunch of foreign students, and then the local students that they are bringing in, they're doing it based off of like racial quotas,
which is fucking fucked up.
Really, it's insane. And also, like, again, don't American taxpayers have the right to decide where their money is going? I think they do. And so, like, how is it in the best interest of American taxpayers that like a huge amount of the percentage of this population for like a school. If somebody said it's like 1 in 5 students or foreign students, like, do we really need to do that? I think that we don't.
Yeah, I don't really.
And so, yeah, wait, do international students pay more in America? Yeah, they do, and that's probably why they get admitted. It's probably, and that's the thing, is it's probably not some kind of like grand idea of like them trying to like, you know, racially replace people or something like that. No, it's probably them just wanting to get more money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sounds.
Trump make a true social post. After they responded, they wouldn't listen. All right, yeah, I'll look at it and see what it is.
Capacitor cores check is okay. Fusion cores are primed for ascent.
Copy that. The team is ready to release the hold in T-minus 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let's see what he said. Perhaps Harvard should lose its tax-exempt status and be taxed as a political entity if it keeps pushing political, ideological, and terrorist-inspired supporting sickness.
What?
Remember, tax-exempt status is totally contingent on it acting in the public interest.
Yeah, why should they? Why shouldn't they? Let's be honest.
Oh boy, I love it. I love to hear it. I love it. Absolutely. Like churches? Yeah, I mean, if a church is doing this, I would feel the same way. Absolutely.
Wow.
And yeah, good luck to the U.S. Yeah, we're so back. No, and the only thing is that I want him to work faster and do it faster. I don't want him to tweet about this. I want him to say that there's already an executive order that's signed and your tax-exempt status was gone 2 hours ago. Like, that's the only thing, right? It's because, like, he's got 4 years to do this stuff. You've got to speed run it.
Dude, you need to go fast, brother. Well, he's gonna listen to that.
I got denied from a lesser school in my home state with state payment, but I got accepted to an out-of-state school that was better. They had to pay more for. Yeah, I mean, again, it's always like, and that's the funny thing is it's not even about like some grand ideology. It's just about figuring out a way to get people to pay you more money. It's just ridiculous. We went from student loan forgiveness to kneecapping universities. Love to see it. Well, has it ever occurred to you that maybe you need the student loan forgiveness because the universities are misusing the funds? Yeah. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe these, like, you know, astronomically high rising, you know, prices of tuition are created by the universities?
No,
like, who decided that the university costs had to 20x in the last 10 years, or not 10 years, in the last 30 or 40 years? It's outrageous.
No, seriously.
So yes, absolutely. And like, this is the same as like, it's always like the most like low IQ comparison of like two things that are like vaguely related, and then saying like, oh, but you want this, but you want the other thing too. It's like, no, nobody's going to listen to that. It's bullshit. Who decided you need a university degree? Well, a lot of companies did, but I agree with you that that's a problem too. I definitely do.
Yeah, that's cool.
He could really just tell the public that someone has to forge a signature for it and go faster, and Americans wouldn't care as long as it gets done faster. Well, I don't know about that. I feel like he can sign it himself. It's fucking stupid. Aren't the Republicans pro-freedom and they want to dictate how the university runs itself?
Well,
yeah.
Talking about, we're still in charge of the fucking. Well, we're still in charge of schools. We don't want our kids to be fucking indoctrinated with like trans ideology, right?
Let me just understand this. Like, so, do you think the university should exercise racial disparities and should enforce racial disparities in its what do you call it, in like its admissions? Do you think they should do that? And also, like, here's the problem. These universities enjoy a tremendous amount of privileges. Like, for example, being tax exempt, that's a huge privilege. Receiving federal funding, I don't know, but like, if I would consider, if they were giving me $1 billion a year, I'd consider myself pretty fucking privileged. So how is it that when we're giving them billions of dollars and we're not requiring them to pay taxes, that we're not entitled to any degree of oversight of what they're doing?
Seriously, why?
How is that equitable or fair? There are literally black-only universities still in existence. Do you know why? HBCUs, historically black colleges, are not black only. They're not. There are white people and other people that are not that color that go to those schools. No, absolutely not. But Trump seems to use his power to dictate what a university should do and not. Don't you support freedom in academia? No. Why should I support the academic freedom of them to racially discriminate? Yeah.
I know, seriously. What?
No. Like, it actually is super simple. No.
Yeah, that's just...
I don't give a shit about, like, the thing is, like, to me, you're not going to be able to, like, reframe something that sounds bad and then, like, oh, I'm not going to say it, right? I'll just say it straight out. No, I don't support it at all. Small business owner here, if I get a loan for my business, specific loans, I must detail what I use it for, even if I'm paying it back, and it's a non-starter. If it's a grant, they dictate what I spend it on. Yeah, I know. Let me see if this guy has any other thing to say. Academic freedom can be interpreted to include the right to the university to determine their own hiring standards. Okay, sure, that sounds great. Well, then we're going to determine our own funding standards. Sounds good to me. Yeah, you wanna go and do that? That sounds fine. But yeah.
Don't raise dragons right off the bat.
Pretty much.
For new players, at the start of the game, don't rush to raise dragons. You might get...
You're not going to be able to, like, reframe something that sounds bad and then, like, oh, I'm not going to say it, right? I'll just say it straight out. No, I don't support it at all. Small business owner here, if I get a loan for my business, specific loans, I must detail what I use it for, even if I'm paying it back, and it's a non-starter. If it's a grant, they dictate what I spend it on. Yeah, I know. Let me see if this guy has any other thing to say. Academic freedom can be interpreted to include the right to the university to determine their own hiring standards. Okay, sure, that sounds great. Well, then we're going to determine our own funding standards. Sounds good to me. Yeah, you wanna go and do that? That sounds fine. But yeah.
Alright, so that one's done. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.